On April 1st, 1988, a young girl vanished without a trace from a quiet Indiana neighborhood. Her name was April Marie Tinsley, and she was only 8 years old. For 30 years, her disappearance remained one of America's most haunting cold cases. A nightmare that gripped families, baffled detectives, and terrorized a community. But in the end, it wasn't luck that cracked the case. It was science. April Tinsley was an ordinary 8-year-old girl from Fort Wayne, Indiana. She loved school, playing outside, and helping her family whenever she could. Neighbors described her as a bright, happy child with an infectious laugh. On the afternoon of April 1st, 1988, April rode her bike near her home, just feet from the safety of her front yard. She never made it back. Her disappearance sent shockwaves through the entire community. Friends, family, and strangers poured into the streets, searching every alleyway, every yard, every woodpile. But as hours turned into days, and days into weeks, hope began to fade. 4 days after her disappearance, on April 4th, 1988, something horrifying was found. Hunters spotted a body in a wooded area near Fort Wayne. Investigators confirmed it was April. She had been kidnapped, sexually assaulted, and strangled to death. Her young life was cut tragically short. Police were devastated. Residents were outraged. How could something like this happen to a child just playing near her home? From the start, the investigation was massive. Detectives hunted for clues, interviewed hundreds of people, followed every lead, no matter how small. They released a composite sketch of a suspect based on eyewitness descriptions, hoping someone would recognize him. But as weeks passed, the leads dried up. No arrests, no charges, no clear suspect. For the next decade, the case went cold. Between 1990 and 2004, something strange and chilling happened. The killer began leaving anonymous letters and messages in the Fort Wayne area. Some contained boasting details about the crime. Others threatened further violence. These communications weren't just taunting investigators. They were blatant provocations. "I'll kill again. I watched her die. Nothing you do will stop me." Police analyzed every note, every word, every handwriting stroke. But the messages only deepened the mystery. No suspect emerged. The community lived in fear, waiting for justice, waiting for closure. For decades, traditional investigative techniques failed to catch the killer. Then, in the 2010s, forensic science changed dramatically. Investigators began using genetic genealogy, the same technology that helped solve the Golden State Killer case. DNA collected from the crime scene was entered into public genealogy databases. Suddenly, there was a match. Not to a suspect directly, but to distant relatives. Through painstaking work, detectives traced the DNA links back to one man, 59-year-old John Miller. Wikipedia Miller was living in the Fort Wayne area at the time of the murder. He fit the profile, but more importantly, his DNA matched the evidence. By July 2018, police arrested Miller. During questioning, he eventually confessed to the murder of April Tinsley. The community finally had answers. And justice had a name. In December 2018, after pleading guilty to rape and murder, John Miller was sentenced to 80 years in prison. The sentence brought closure to April's family after 3 decades of unanswered questions. But even with justice served, the pain lingered. Neighbors, friends, and residents of Fort Wayne recalled the terror of losing a child, and the relief that justice finally came. The murder of April Tinsley wasn't just a crime. It was a community wound. And for 30 long years, that wound festered. But thanks to modern forensic science, genetic genealogy, and unwavering determination, April's killer was finally brought to justice. Her memory lives on, not in fear, but in the lessons learned about persistence, technology, and the relentless pursuit of truth. What do you think about the role of modern DNA technology in solving cold cases like this? Did it give April's family the justice they deserved? Let me know in the comments. And if you're ready for the next American crime story, it's waiting in the playlist now.